Do you ever find that your life is moving faster than you can keep up with? Life feels overwhelming, like a tsunami, with all the tasks you have to accomplish each day. And your mind, that monkey mind that keeps ooking at you like a monkey wanting a banana, you just wish there was a switch you could turn off so you could quiet the mind for a little bit. And God, you might believe in God, but God seems distant, abstract. You don't really have a sense of a relationship directly with God. And your true self, it's buried under all the tasks you have to accomplish and the inner critic within ourselves that tells us we're a bad person, never measuring up, along with other people that tell us the same. I call that living in survival mode. And what if I told you that there is an ancient path that you can reclaim to enter into a quieter lifestyle? You can continue doing what you're doing, but you approach it with a deeper relationship with God, a quieter mind, and a more grounded, centered approach to life. That path is not a new path. It's actually the path that Jesus and many mystics and saints and modern men and women and many traditions have practiced and taught over the years. I call that path divine flow. I write about it in my book, Divine Flow, Reclaiming the Lost Art of Contemplation for Everyday Life. When I was about 30 years old, I was living life in the survival mode. My wife and I were raising our 4 kids. I had a busy law career, living the life perhaps that I imagined, but on the inside, it just felt empty. God felt distant. And so I asked my spiritual director, is there a pathway, a framework that I can discover to allow myself to live a more grounded, more quieter, more centered life? And fortunately, she said there is. It's the Christian contemplative path. And so I studied that path and I integrated it into my own life. Ultimately, I decided to retire from being a lawyer, and I went on and became a certified spiritual director, got a master's in pastoral counseling. And for the last 3 decades, I've been teaching individuals through the books I write and groups through the workshops that I do and through one-on-one spiritual direction how to live the path of divine flow. There's really 4 simple, I call them pillars of wholeness that are part of the divine flow, really easy to integrate in whatever way that works in your life. The first is quiet time. Second is spiritual reading. The third is community. And finally, spiritual gifts. These 4 pillars are really ancient ways that Jesus practiced, but in divine flow, I take them in the book and I make them real, relatable, so that you can relate to them and integrate them into your life in ways that are real and holistic for you. The book is a fun book. It's filled with stories of people that have integrated the divine flow into their own lifestyle. So you get a smorgasbord of how people have used this template of divine flow, these pillars of wholeness, to experience a deeper relationship with themselves and God. Divine flow, many have said to me, and I feel the same thing myself as I practice it throughout my life. It's like jumping into a river of grace, and you feel surrounded, bathed in God's love, affirmation, and guidance on a daily basis. So I invite you, grab a copy of Divine Flow, Reclaiming the Lost Art of Contemplation for Everyday Living. And as you integrate and learn these 4 practices, my guess is you'll notice how your life begins to be more centered. You experience more inner peace and balance. And when you feel out of whack, which we all do, you know how to use the tools of divine flow to enter into a more grounded experience with God. God becomes real to you. I believe that you can have a direct and real relationship with God in divine flow, the path of reclaiming the lost art of contemplation for everyday life is the pathway to do that. So I invite you to grab a copy of the book and let's get into the divine flow.